Hello, I'm Dan from ACE Rentals and Sales, and today we're going to be taking a look at this 2022 Coachmen Apex Nano 194 BHS. I'll be showing you everything you need to know about the exterior and then the interior, so you'll be all set and prepared when you come pick up this trailer. We'll start off in the front here where we have two propane tanks, both standard 20-pound. They'll last about a week or so before you'll have to refill them, and if you do have to refill them, truck stations and campsites will do it for you. They're going to be powering things like your furnace and your water heater and your fridge when you're not plugged into shore power. Behind that we have our house battery, which is going to be for very minor electrical things like the lights, the slide out, and the awning. It'll be charged when you're plugged into your vehicle and the engine is running, or when you're plugged into shore power at your campsite. We'll continue on to the driver's side here, where we have a big storage area that goes across the front. So we'll get to those hoses and cords later, but on this side we have our crank for the jacks. We have two in the front and two in the back. One of them is right here. So you're just going to crank it up and down manually. Next to that we have our freshwater inlet for the tank on the trailer. So if you are camping and you're not plugged into city water and you want to use something like the sink, the shower, the toilet, you want to use the water off of your tank, and this will be how to fill it up. Near the back of the driver's side we have our exhaust for the fridge. This is going to start leaking water and it's just condensation, so it's not broken. Now opposed to the freshwater inlet, we have our city water inlet here. You'll use the same white hose that we'll give you, but this will be to bypass the tank and go straight into your pipes. AKA, if you're taking water from your campsite, you want to use their pump instead of drawing water from your own tank. You'll plug it in here. Below that here we have our tank flush valve. You won't have to worry about this. It just helps us clean out the tanks for the next customer. Next to that we have our outside shower, so if you were at the beach or you wanted to wash off sand or dirt before you head inside, you'll use the little faucet in here. Here we have our power cord connector. This is a 30 amp RV, so once you're plugged in, all the major electrical appliances inside will work. That'll be your AC unit on the roof, it'll be for your TV, your microwave, and your power outlets. And we have our TV cable inlet. We'll give you the TV cable, so if you have cable hookup at your campsite, you're just going to plug it in here. If you don't, there's also an antenna, so you can find local channels through the air instead. In the back of the driver's side, we have our dumping station, and this will be how you dump out your waste. So you're going to take this brown hose that we'll give you, you're going to clip on this end with the teeth onto the outlet here, and then you're going to take the other end with your elbow and you're going to stick this in the ground, your sewage, or wherever else you're dumping. From there we have two color-coded valves. We have our black valve for the black tank, that's our toilet water, and we have our gray valve for the gray tank, that's the sink and shower water. When it's pushed in, it's closed, and when it's pulled, it's open. So right now, this black one is closed, this one here is open. When the gauges inside say that the waste tanks are empty, you're going to push these in to close them, unscrew your hose, and you're all set. Coming around to the back of the trailer, all there is to note is the spare tire right here. Now onto the passenger side, we have our outside kitchen right over here. This here is our outside stove. We have our burners over here. And to use this, you're going to take this black cord here and you're going to plug it into the propane outlet beneath the trailer here. That will take propane from your propane tanks in the front. And as for the fridge, this outside fridge will only run when you're plugged into shore power. We have the exhausts for the hot water heater here and the furnace here, so of course expect them to be hot and don't put your hands there. In between these two we have some regular wall outlets, so make sure that you're plugged into shore power for these to work. And finally, in the front of the passenger side we have the other end of that big storage area, and here are all the hoses and cords we'll give you. This black cord here is your power cord. In this bag here is the sewer hose that I showed you already, and in this bag here we have a few things. This white hose here is your freshened city water hose. This black wire here is your TV cable. And we will also give you a 30 amp to 15 amp adapter for your power cord. We also have some power outlets here, cigarette lighter, USB, and we have the LED lights for the front here. To bring the steps down, you're going to pull on this, and then you can bring it down slowly. Make sure that the door is open fully, the furthest it can be. When you're closing it, you can just bring it back up the same way and it'll click back into place. That concludes the outside of this trailer, so we're going to head inside here. And you'll note that we have our detachable screen door here as well. At the entrance here, we have a few things to know. We have our fire extinguisher at the entrance. We also have a smoke detector and carbon monoxide and propane detector inside the trailer. We have this little paper that will show you the specs of this RV. So we have the length, width, and height, and the sizes of all the tanks. We like to say that the height is 12.5 feet, so be careful of places like parking garages and drive-thrus. We also have an audio system here, so we have a radio and you can connect your phone with USB or Bluetooth. Above that we have 3 switches. This one here is for the LED lights for the awning outside. We have the awning itself, so we can extend it and retract it with this button. This is going to run on the house battery, so make sure that that is charged if you want to use this. And the awning is only for shade, so if it gets windy or rainy, you should bring it back in. We also have the slide out. As you can see, it's out already. This will also run on the house battery, just like the awning. In the front, we have our master bedroom area with our bed, of course, and some cabinet storage above, and some power outlets below here. We have our dinette area over here, and this will turn into a bed, and I'll show you that right now. First, you want to take the tabletop and the poles out by wiggling it. Next, with the sofas up, we can push this tabletop onto these ledges here. And finally, you can take the cushions and arrange them in this format, and here's your bed. I'll also note that we have some storage space under here on both sides. To use the windows, you're going to pull this latch out and pull it out like that. And for the blinds, they're just pulled down and push up. As for the kitchen area, we have our standard sink here. We have our propane stove. So you're going to set these to light, hold them down, you'll hear the propane come out, and you're going to take a long lighter and light it up like that. Once you're done with the stove, just wait a few minutes before you put the top back on so that the propane doesn't get trapped in there. Below that we have our standard house microwave, and we also have our fuse box and circuit breaker box right here. We have our AC unit on the roof here. This dial will be to adjust the temperature itself, and this dial will turn on either the fan on this gray side or the AC with the compressor on this blue side. We have our refrigerator and freezer here. So the fridge, as I said outside, will run on propane when you're not plugged in, but once you do plug into shore power, 30 amp electricity, this will automatically switch over to that electricity. So no matter what, your fridge will stay on. In the corner across from the fridge, we have our bunk beds here. And in the back, we have our bathroom here. So our toilet here is kind of like an airplane toilet. You want to push down on this pedal to flush it. Make sure that the water pump is on, and I'll show you that in just a second. In the corner here is our control panel, which is very important. By pushing down on these buttons, you'll see how full these tanks are. So your gray tank, if I hold that down, you can see it's empty. It'll go from empty, 1/3, 2/3 to full. Your black tank is empty, your freshwater tank is full, and your battery is 2/3 charged. Below that we have our water pump switch. So if I switch this on, it'll help you get water from your tank. If you're plugged into city water, you should have this off since you want to take their water and not your own. Below that we have our hot water system, so we can heat up our water either with propane gas, or if you're plugged in to shore power, we can use 110 volt electricity instead. Either way, it'll take up to 15 minutes to heat up your water. We also have, of course, our standard sink and a standard shower next to me. The toilet paper is RV specific, so you'll have to go to the camping section at Walmart, or campsites will also sell RV marine toilet paper. This here is our control panel for the heat control, aka your furnace. So this will run on the house battery and also a bit of propane when you turn it on. And that's all for our 2022 Coachmen Apex Nano 194 BHS. I'm Dan from ACE Rentals and Sales, and have a great trip.